my friend. I am tired of this talk AK, man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, you know? Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is OLDBEAR, also known as Siddarth Prashanth, and joining me for this best of three series.
This is TANGENBERG, also known as Sriram, Vishaal, and we are here for the upper bracket best of three finals out here between two of the teams which will be participating, who are Sky as well as Executioners, two of the top teams in this tournament up till now, who are rightly at the upper bracket finals at this point of time where they are going to go head to head against each other in a best of three series. And what do you think is going to happen out there? Because we have been seeing a lot of matches and a lot of good matches between both these teams as well. And finally, it's more like when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. That is what is going to be the scene out here.
Someone's done his homework. All right, then, I guess. Well, yes, you do describe the situation pretty well. I am kind of, surprised that there's no vertigo in the best of three maps. And by the way, the best of three maps have been chosen right now. And the first map, which is going to be played, being picked up by Sky, is going to be Dust 2. And the second map, which Executioners have picked, is Mirage. And the third and conclusive map, if it gets to a third game, it is going to be Nuke. So, a well-balanced level of maps right here. And as I said, I'm a little surprised that Virgo was not picked because I think
probably this is something like they had actually figured out that they didn't want to take any risk like how some of the teams did, and probably that is the reason why we're not seeing Vertigo. But then we still have Nuke out here, which is not really not a lot of picks would be taken out as
not too many teams would specialize on that map because a lot of people don't really play it. At least in the casual scene. So
that's because usually that's more like your first ban for all these people who go on for other platforms where you go for matchmaking and all of that, because you don't get to play those usually because most of them aren't well versed with that map, and that is the reason why you don't find them in most of the matches as well. And in a way, it's pretty. I'm pretty fortunate enough to know that we will be casting on Nuke because that's one of the maps which I'm really interested to see, because we haven't seen much of that in this tournament as well. Just about a one game or something like that which we have seen that, and I'm really looking forward to both these teams facing each other at Nuke, because I'm pretty sure it will go on to the third map as well, because both Sky as well as Executioners are one of the top teams which are here at this stage, like I earlier mentioned. And I feel like even though there will be a winner in these two teams, I think the scoreline will be a 2-1. I really can't predict who will be winning this because both of them have been playing exceptionally well up till this mark. So I think that would be my prediction. I don't know who's going to win, but it'll be a 2-1. What's yours though?
Well, I don't really, I can't really predict it as of now because the choice of maps that these guys have chosen, most of them are very even. Like there is no CD-sided or T-sided map, unlike Vertigo, which I totally believe it is a T-sided map. And I don't know, like this is not something we can pick out before the game starts, at least until the 3-round mark, where you can actually see how the momentum is going to be, who it's going to be facing towards, and all of that stuff. So until that moment, I don't think I will be able to make a prediction. But what I can try to, make a, I would not say prediction, a more like a educated guess, is how, like, I don't know, we can see how the game is going to proceed based on the way these guys are going to be managing their economy because
And also, speaking about this game, this is the upper bracket. I mean, the winner bracket finals or the upper bracket finals, anyways, between Sky and Executioners. But then, the team which is going to lose this game will be facing on Alter Ego Esports in the low bracket finals, which we had actually witnessed a game prior to this, where we had seen them beat and literally thrash their opponents as well. And I'm really intrigued to see who's going to win this because from this point of time, we really can't see a clear winner of this tournament. And even though all these three teams are the favorites, and let's actually see how this is going to work out because we are just going to go with the pistol down. The first round of this game is going to go live right now. We see Execution is starting out at the T side as we are going to see Sky at the CT side. Looks though as if there's just one person at A, two of them at mid for the CT side, as well as another couple of them at B. So this is kind of a weird setup which I really would not recommend, I would say, because I've never seen something like this of late, that is having about a couple of guys at mid and just one person guarding out A side. I mean, from
they're
a
actually
shot
playing
that is,
Dust 2 like Inferno. But you can probably, I would probably think that Sky Esports have two people at mid, just so that if rotations are required, they are in an apt position to make the rotations as fast as possible. And it seems like Sky SG is going to go down as ZB is going to be getting that kill. And we do see a little bit of a skirmish over at the B side. Josh does manage to see the guy over at LT, but with that one tap to his head, is going to be able to get that kill, and the bomb has been dropped. And it looks like he is going to be in a little bit of trouble right there. Josh versus three people from the side of Executioners, and we do see Kut. He is going to be able to thrash into the B side and get that kill onto Josh, and that is going to be the first round going the way of Team Executioners.
I mean, that was a good round, even though they didn't have the bomb planted out there. It was good of Josh to even. I really felt that they could have not handled that so messily because the bomber could have been backed up with one more guy out there, so that even if he had gone down, there could have been one more person backing him up and even going for the plant. That would have actually got them more money, but then it's fine. It's not all lost out there for them, even though they won that round. They could go for about. They did actually go for about a couple of AKs, two MAC-10s, as well as a scout out there. So this is pretty a good round going in for Executioners, and let's see whether they can build it up for the next round as well, as we are going to see Eugene trying to spot out Kud. Kud is going to take him down, and that's going to leave us with a 5-on-4 in favor of Executioners. But then Executioners already made it on to mid, and they have perfect mid control out there. They are smoking off CT so that they will be going on to B, and this is going to be the second time they're going to make their way on to B. But Maxi as well as his teammate are trying to make their push out there, but there you go, that's going to be two people down for them, and that is probably going to be a free A for them. But Executioners are just hunting him down, hunting Josh down for the second time in a row. He is the last person to die in this team, and then they go down as well, and that's going to be the second round for Executioners as well. It's a good start for them, and like you said, this is going to be the third round mark as per your words. Let's see how the momentum is going after this round, because as of now the flow is just going towards, the wind is actually going towards the Executioners' way, and let's see whether there is going to be some kind of change right now as we are heading on to the third round of this game.
Well, we see Sky Esports, they have bought out all of their guns right now. We see two AUGs, one UMP and a FAMAS, but we do see Maze. He does manage to get the first kill onto Maxi, but he does get traded out as Eugene. Oh my god, he gets 3 kills over at A Long Doors. And this is suddenly turned out into an upset as Sky Esports, they have the advantage right now. The bomb with Adrian King, he is trying to go to A short right here. He is not going to be spotted out by anyone. We do see two people over at B side. One playing a little bit towards the long doors, while one is playing from side. And Eugene, he might be able to get a fourth.
He could probably get a fourth one as well, and yes, he does. Rightly said, he's got about 4 kills in this round, and Adrian King is going to be the last person alive for the Executioners. But one good part for him is that he's got the bomb, so if he is going to manage to take him out, whoever it was at A, which happens to be Redco, and that really is not going to be the case, and that's going to be the first round for the game. Sky Esports getting their first round, and the scoreline is 1-2 in favor of Executioners.
And that is going to be an AWP for Redco, I believe. He got that kill over there at A short. He suddenly, you know, just
no, they don't have an AWP. That was actually a scout because it was just the second round out there.
Oh,
so
okay. That was all right. I actually got a little bit confused right there. You know, just a little bit of a
not something which is something really bad or something like that. It's fine, like it usually happens. And we are heading back to the fourth round right now. 2-1 is the scoreline. Executioners with that slender 1 round lead out there. 2 AUGs coming up there, as well as an AK, as well as an info coming out there for the CT side. While we are going to see 5 AK setup coming out there for executioners, and we see about 3 guys at A. One at the side and a couple of them at long, one of them pushing towards the doors, and they are still leaving mid free for executioners. Probably they are going for a backstab or something like that, but we are going to see Eugene making his way back onto CT along with his teammate who happens to be Redco, as they have a clear idea that these guys are at mid and they are positioning themselves in that way. As let's see what they are going to do right now, because a couple of them at B side are really going to push their defenses out there, as Sky are just waiting patiently for executioners to make a mistake, just like what they did in the previous round. And can we actually see something like that? Because this is quite... I really don't understand why Eugene was able to get that shot, because probably I think the smokes really faded out and these guys had actually made it onto mid, onto B a little late, and that is the reason why they were not able to get that. But it's going to be Maze who's going to get one, as iLab is going to get another as well, and all of a sudden this is going to be a 3-on-1 in favor of executioners, and they have B side for themselves, as Maxi going to be the last person alive for the CT side, who is making his way from A shot, and he's got a long distance to cover, and I think that is not what he would be going for at this point of time. It is quite wiser to just go for the save, because if you're going to look at
a lot of money, and
exactly,
there is going to be one guy from executioners who is watching mid over there, and okay, I guess Adrian King is going to retreat right now, and I guess it is quite possible that the CT side will be able to save that AK for themselves, and the executioners, I don't think they can find the kill over there on the last person from Sky. Maxi will be able to secure that AK, but sadly executioners are going to be securing the round, so I guess you have to give executioners this one, and this is getting to be a very even game right now. It's
I mean, I really thought that at this point of time Eugene actually had the round for themselves, because the smoke had faded out. There was a smoke which executioners had put out there right onto CT, but they literally moved right after the smoke had faded. But I really don't understand that point. But then Eugene could have got a couple of more had he just held his nerve. But I really can't blame it on him, because
there are
always the
around
instincts
4
out there.
people
Exactly.
coming into mid, so I would not be surprised if 4 people want you dead in a game of CS:GO. I'm pretty sure you're going to go down. What I would have actually done if I was in Eugene's position was maybe throw a Molotov or a grenade. Try to deal as much damage as possible, even though you might not be able to secure a kill. It would have actually, made sure that the T side would not have been that confident as they were pushing over at the B side, and we do see the Xbox smoke coming up right now, and that is going to be preventing a lot of information over the A shot. But we see Good, he's going to be pushing over at B side, gets that first kill, gets that second kill, and that is going to be Josh, and Sky is G going down, and that is going to be a free B side. And what an amazing setup right there. Once the Xbox smokes come in, these guys just pushed forward at B, and that was enough of a distraction to claim the B side, and it suddenly turned out into a 2 versus 5, as Eugene and Redco are going to be the only ones. Eugene does manage to get 2 kills though. Adrian and ZB going down right there, and Kud is gonna try to push over it, and try to hunt Eugene down. Eugene does have that AK, but he only has 2 HP, and it looks like Maze and iLab, they are gonna be pushing their way onto T-spawn, and that is exactly where Eugene is. Eugene needs to be careful. The Molotov is gonna be coming in, and that might okay,
that is probably gonna sandwich him, and he's gonna go down. A trade coming out there, as Good is gonna make sure that iLab's death was not gonna be just him alone, as he takes him down, and that's gonna be one more round for execution as well. They are running away with this at this point of time, even though it's quite early to decide that, but I really think that the momentum is going in their way, and they are kind of, even though they are making 1 or 2 mistakes out there, they are still able to get those rounds. And I think if Sky could just regroup themselves in about time, they could probably get some more rounds in their way as well, as we are going to go on to the 6th round in this game. We're going to see about 4 rifles as well as an AWP coming out there for both these teams. The AKs for the CTs, I mean the AKs for the Ts, as well as the AUGs, as well as the M4s coming out there for the CT side. And we are going to see Zesby, who is making his way onto upper tunnels, and he is going to flash it out and try to push it out, I guess, at this point of time. Or he's just going to go a little safe, because they have been taking a lot of risk, and I think they decided to go a little safe at this point of time, as Sky as well as one more person from the CT side are waiting patiently out there at B side, while we are going to see the mid control again coming out there for executioners, as we still see no person out there from the CT side watching mid, except for that one guy who is at CT, and his vision is clearly blocked due to the smoke which they had put as well. So it's not really going to help his case, as we are going to see Zazvi who's going to take down one, and Josh is going to go down after taking Good as well. So that's going to be a free B side out there, and the Bomber is going to make his way all the way from the T spawn onto the B side, while Redco is actually being held back by Ileb, but say no more, he takes him down as well, and they are marching their way on a B. The mollies and smokes are going to give them some time where they can go for the plant and try to make some money as well, and that could probably be an easy retake if they have their utilities with them and utilities intact, and they are putting their mollies out there. That's going to unsettle Maze out there, as we are going to see Maxi, who is going to try to take him down, but no, it's going to be Adrian King with a perfect cover out there, while Eugene is going to get a couple of kills out there. He could probably get a third, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a beautiful clutch coming out there from Eugene. That's another 3k coming in favor of him, and that could be a round for Sky Esports as well. The second round in this game, and the first one after a long time, and this is going to be a 2-4 scoreline coming in favor of Executioners. What a play coming out there. It was literally something quite impossible, because we saw a couple of kills coming out there as Adrian King was able to he was actually able to get one person out there who happened to be Maxi, and it was just on to a 1-on-3, and Eugene was able to clutch that pretty easily. He just went in and took about 3 more guys in just a span of about 4-5 seconds, and he was able to make the defuse as well. What a good round coming out there.
I guess Adrian King should have, played a little bit deeper from LT, and that could have possibly, gotten some time for him, maybe shake the bands of Eugene a little bit and try to make him a little bit nervous. But we do see an ace tag coming for Executioners right there. We do see Islet, he's going to go down and see if he's going to be able to get that kill onto Eugene right here. And it seems like Executioners, they are going to have to back off for now. Adrian King has made his way onto mid, and he's going to be keeping an eye over at the B side. Zesby is going to be pushing over at the A side, and looks like Redco is going to be able to get that initial kill. He's going to be able to get a second one. Will he be able to get a third one, as the crosshairs seem to be lining up? Sky SG is going to be pushing over at mid. Adrian King is going to be met with that, but no, the spray is going to be failing, and that is going to be Adrian King getting that kill onto Sky SG with that deagle. But Redco, he knows exactly where he is, so he's going to be keeping an eye over at mid, but he needs to be careful. This is a 2-on-1, and Adrian King certainly has what it takes to, secure this round, but it looks like the Molotovs coming from the side of Sky Esports is gonna delay the bomb being
and also he's just got about 8 HP, and I'm really surprised to see what he can do at this point in time, because the bomb has been dropped as well, and he needs to get past Maxi to get the bomb. And even if he does that, he doesn't have a lot of time. Just about 25 seconds is what is remaining, and he successfully is going to get it. But then the moment he is going to get the bomb, it's going to be Redco who's going to just take him down, and there you go. Adrian King is going to go down, and there's going to be one more round for the CD side, and they are actually closing in on the gap which Executioners had put in the first place. So I guess they are regrouping at this point of time, and I think they could probably get a couple of rounds from here, because they have been winning about 2 rounds in a row at this point in time, and their economy is not going to be bleak courtesy of that, and that would probably be sending Executioners into a pistol or an eco in the next round should they lose this one. And let's see how this is going to work out, as Maxi and his teammates are making their way. But then it's going to be a B rush coming out there from the Executioners. We see about 4 people coming out there, and 2 of them going down already, and Adrian King and Kud are making their way out there, while the Opper is the who in fact is the Bomber. He's already made his way onto B side, and all the people from the CT side are making their way onto B as well. The bomb is going to get planted, and Maxi is going to get blinded by the flash thrown out there, as Eugene has already made it onto site, and he's going to get one as well. The last person from Executioners is making his way from upper tunnel. He's going to get one, and he could probably get another, but then it's Eugene again who's going to get that kill out there. He is the guy who is getting those kills when it most matters for Sky, and I think that is something Sky would make the most of, because this is going to be the 3rd round in a row they have been winning it, and the 2nd round I would say courtesy of Eugene, because a couple of times he has actually got the defuse at the last few seconds, because the round previous to that it was a 1v3 which he actually clutched pretty easily, and right now it is now going to force Executioners onto pistols, because we are looking at 4 Eagles as well as a P250 for the players out here for Executioners. And let's actually see how that's going to work out right now, because usually you would be looking at a 5-man push coming out there from Executioners, or any other team which is going for about 5 pistols or something like that, but they are deciding to split it out and probably take some mid control as well, because already they do have the mid control, as we don't see anyone from Sky Esports making their way on a mid. Usually it's always their 3-2 setup coming out there, three of them at A, and one of them usually from A who is making his way on a CT, probably Eugene or one more person out there, while another couple of guys at B as well. So let's see how this is going to work out. The flash is actually going to blind a couple of guys from Executioners, and Eugene is just inches away from spotting. He actually spots Adrian King, but then he gets blinded with that flash, a courtesy of Adrian King as well. And let's see whether he can put it out. But Josh is going to give him some cover, which he deserved at that point of time. And let's see how they are going to pan out right now, because Maze is already down, and which is going to leave Executioners 1 man down. And let's see whether they can try to make a play for themselves, because all the 4 people are making their way, I guess, on a B, because it's about time they are making their way on a B, because if they are not going to get any pick right now, they could probably get stopped by the CT side, because the Molly is going to give a lot of time for the CT side to rotate at this point of time, as Josh is actually going to see his friend go down, and he's going to get one as well. 1 HP is what ZB has, and he's going to go down as well. Adrian King, the last person alive, he is still at mid, and he is trying to get at least a kill out there, but no, all his shots are hitting people, but it is not dealing a death blow out there, and that is going to be the 4th round in a row for Sky. They are really getting it back. They are pulling it back from Executioners, whatever lead they had. Now this is going to be the first time they are getting the lead out here, and the 5-4 scoreline is not really going to help both these teams. Just about 1 round between them. Looks though as if Executioners have finally called for a pause. They have gone for a timeout, probably discussing what went wrong or something like that in the last 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, because we did see Executioners, they had a tremendously good start. The first 3 rounds being secured by them pretty easily. Sky did manage to bring one up, but it looked like it was Executioners' game, and Sky just bought it back from the brink of death. And right now they are looking extremely good, while Executioners, they don't have a lot of guns to work with. They can probably full buy right now, but if they lose this round, that is going to be forcing them to a bad situation. So I guess it's a good reason why they took that time out right now. And look at this guy, they are actually doing a little bit of a weird setup. We see 3 people over at Highway trying to figure out as much information as they can. Executioners, they're going to be playing it a little bit safe right now. Sky SG is going to be throwing down that smoke over at lower tunnels, and Ilip is going to be making his way over towards A short with Kud. So I guess this is going to be a little bit of an A setup right now, but nothing can be set in stone. If Redco does manage to get that first frag over at A short, I believe that is going to force out Executioners to rotate back to B or something, because they can't really deal against Redco's AWP. And it looks like 3 people are going to be gathered up over at A short. They're just waiting and biding their time, trying to, you know, go ahead and make the push happen over at A short right here. And we do see Redco, he's going to be missing his first shot, but he can try to go for one more. But no, he gets the guy over at long, but he is going to get traded out, and that is going to be the A side being secure for Executioners. 3 versus 4 right now, as Sky, they are going to be at the back foot, and they are trying to make the rotations a little bit slower right now. Sky SG is going to be making his way from A short, while there is going to be a guy over at CT keeping his eye over at the CT ramp. And this is actually a very default plant coming in. This is actually for the pits, so I won't be really surprised if they're not able to secure this round, because unless they get that kill on the guy who's at pit, this is going to be quite difficult. But we do see the Molotovs coming in, and Sky is making their stuff happen right now. Eugene is going to be getting 2 kills right now, but this is a 1 versus 2. Zesby is going to be playing from pits, but it looks like the bomb is going to explode, and Eugene, he does take a little bit of damage, but I guess that farmer's being reclaimed for his team. That is a consolation prize if I've ever seen one. And let's actually see how this is going to be going on. Executioners, they play that extremely well, and they have secured themselves enough money to full buy in this round right now.
And now they have finally got a round for themselves, and I think the timeout really worked for them, and let's see whether they can do the same thing, something like that, this time as well. As they are going for the full buy, just like how you said. But should they lose this round, that wouldn't be the case for the next one as well. And looking at Sky, they are going on. They are going on for semi buys out there. Eugene, the only one with the FAMAs, and the others going on for pistols as well. And not a lot of them having armors. Just about a couple of them having armors, and one with their helmet as well. While when you're gonna look at the T side, they're pretty much full stacked right now, as they have all their head armors as well along with them, along with a lot of utilities which they just used at this point of time. And yet again they have taken mid control at this point of time, and we are going to see one person out there in the name of iLab who is making his way on a mid, and probably he will be pushing on to CT, because we see a boost coming out there onto A shot by one of the guys at right above CT, and we see him drop back to CT. We actually see a couple of guys going on to CT, while we see one person making his way on A long. The T's, however, they are just pushing right onto upper tunnel. It looks though as if Good is going to get both the guys who were at B. Josh as well as Sky are going to go down, and that's going to be a B side which is going to be open for the T side to come and go and put the plant. And we are going to see Ilev who's going to spot one, but he does not spot Redco out there. Can he actually spot him out? Because this is going to be pretty close for him. There were a couple of times where he just jiggled out there, but that was not enough for him to stop it, as Kud is going to get the third kill for his round, for this round, and that's going to be the second round in a row for Executioners. What a play coming out there from them. And this is what I was actually telling about. Even though they were just on their pistols, they could have just gone together. That could have at least got them a trade and probably one more gun coming in there for them. But that clearly was not the case, as he just tried to hesitate at that point, and that cost him about a couple of kills, including his teammates, and that could probably been a round for Sky had they just held their nerve out there at B side. And let's see how that's going to work. But a typical 3-2 setup coming out there yet again from Sky. But then we are going to see a couple of guys going on to actually 3 of them going on to A long, which is quite surprising. Usually there is a guy watching from site or maybe from CT onto A short, and this time they are making their way on short as well. So this is going to be really interesting to see what they have in store, I guess.
Well, we do see Executioners. They are gonna be playing a slow-paced game from now on, because when they did try to go for a little bit of a faster pace, they did get punished heavily by Sky, and I guess the timeout which they did take 2 rounds prior, I guess that is what they figured out. But we do see Redco, he is going to be in a good position, but sadly Agent King is going to be getting that first kill right there, and that is going to be leaving Sky in the back foot. And we do see the people from the side of Executioners, they're going to be grouping up over at mid. One guy just lurking around at the A short area, trying to gather as much information as possible. Little does he know that the guy from Sky Esports is going to be playing from cars, and if he does manage to get the kill on foot, he needs to change his position very quickly right here. And we do see him, he is going to be playing from the ramp area right now. Maxi is going to be the guy. He is going to be tagging there for a lot of damage, but that is going to be Zesby. He's going to be getting the kill, and that is going to be quite an easy plant right here. Eugene is trying to get that kill. The Molotov is going to be there. That is going to be closing him back, and that is going to be Zesby with one more kill. So this is going to be Josh and Sky SG left alone, but no, we see Sky SG. He is going to be getting the kill onto Ileb, taking revenge for his friend Josh, and that is going to be just 1 versus 3 right here. Sky SG is going to be retreating back to T-spawn, and maybe Executioners can go for the hunt, but I don't think that is likely. He has rotated back to the back of B, and this is going to, you know, this is going to probably be an M4 being saved up for Sky right there. But Executioners, they are running away with this game. It seems like the timing that they're playing this is not something Sky Esports can actually catch up with. And yeah, this is looking kind of dire for them. So maybe it's their turn to take a timeout and figure out what is going wrong with them.
I mean, yes, certainly it is not going on pretty well for them, at least for the last last 3 rounds, for that example, because they have been losing 3 rounds in a row, and that's not really working out for them, and that's going to force them onto pistols right now. And we see just about a couple of guys not going for any buys at this point of time, and Zesby is going to get one, and there are a couple of guys as well who he can spot out should he just wait out there. The Jiggle coming out there, the Jiggle peak coming out there, not really helping in this case. The shoulder peaks are actually working out for the CD side, but a beautiful shot coming again from Zesby is going to get one more person, but mind you, there is another guy out there that's going to be taken down there by Mies, and that's going to be a free A coming out there. The last person from the CD side is at B, and could probably spot him out and even take him out eventually, but no, it's going to be Sky who's going to take him down. Just about 20 HP is all he has, and he has a clear idea that there is one person low. Nathan King could probably try to take that, but they are just waiting for the plant, and maybe right now they will be going on for the hunt because they pretty much know that their economy is not pretty great, Sky's economy in particular, and if they are going to get that gun away from him, and they could probably do a lot of damage as well for that, even though they will be able to go for a full buy the next round. That's really not going to help their case in the after rounds after that. So this is going to be another round out there for Executioners. 8-5 is the scoreline. What a shot coming out there from Zasby. He was able to get about a couple of kills, and Maze was able to close it down on the third guy who was at A long. And it was quite sad that Sky was not able to get those couple of kills out there, even though he was able to get the first one. It was a good round coming in for Executioners. We're just about 2 more rounds away from the end of the first half, and let's see how that is going to work out. We are into the 14th round of this game, the best of 3 series in the upper bracket between Sky Esports as well as Executioners ID, where Executioners have a 3-round lead right now. It looks like this could be a 4-round lead because it's already they have made their way on a B, and Adrian King is probably going to get another kill out here as well, and that's going to be a free B again for the 3rd time in a row. And Kud is waiting patiently for the guy who is at CT, but it's going to be Redco who's going to take him down with that AUG. He's pretty much good with these AUG shots as well, because most of the time we have seen Redco playing his guns, it's always going to be the AUGs coming out there whenever he's playing on the CT side, because it's pretty rare to see him with the M4 or the M4A1s, because I personally haven't seen a lot of that except when he picks it up or something like that. But then he is playing that gun pretty well, and right now I think Sky could just go ahead and save it, because they just went for a buy, they just went for a full buy in this round, and that's really not working out for them, as 5-8 is the scoreline, and they have one more round after this for them to try to get a win in that round or something like that, because if they are going to lose those guns right now, they could probably be looking at another loss in the next round and end the half on a bad note. And I think that is not something which Sky will be looking for, as we are going to see 3 people from Executioners trying to hunt it down to spot out both the guys from Sky Esports, and he is going to spot one, but Redco is going to cover him up, and he could probably get another one, but no, it's going to be Adrian King just in the last second of the round going to get that guy, and that is going to be both those guns going in favor of the T side. And there you go, that could probably be the round which Executioners were looking for. They are not going on for, I don't think they'll be getting on M4s or something like that, probably a couple of farmhouses, and
they
probably
can
a scout or two.
force a bunch of SMGs as you predicted, and this is going to be quite hard for them to deal with. But if they decide to make use of the map and catch them where it really hurts, like UT right now, if they had at least lobbed down a bunch of grenades, that could have actually gotten Executioners pretty low, and having a UMP at close quarters is gonna be a little bit of an advantage. And Executioners, though, they are looking pretty strong right now. We do see them playing it a lot slower in this final round of the first half compared to how they did in the beginning of the game.
I mean, it's pretty good play coming out there from Executioners, because they pretty much know that their economy is on the back foot in terms of Sky's economy, that is. So they're just not trying to take any risk out here, probably not, losing the position which they are, losing the hold which they have on Sky in this round in particular. Because should they lose this round, it's going to be a sour round for them, because they wouldn't want to end this round in this half in a bad note, as we are going to see Executioners trying to go and get that kills, but it's going to be Kurd who's going to get his teammate, while it's going to be Eugene who's going to trade it out, but then it's going to be already three of the T side making their way on A, and that could be an easy plan, and he's actually planting it for A short, so probably one of them will be making their way on there. Adrian King is watching the short area, while we are going to see Maze covering up as well. Also one person from the T side watching the long, and let's see how that's going to work out. It's going to be a 3-on-4, and Sky haven't got those retakes pretty well except for the first 3-4 rounds, and let's see whether they can do something like that. The smoke is going to cause some kind of distraction between both these teams. It's going to be a 2-on-2 right now. It's going to be Maze who's going to get spotted out there, and Eugene is probably going to get another one as well. The volley is actually going to cause a distraction, and I don't think they have time for that. I'm not really sure about that. He just manages to take that kit, but could he have some time out there? And I think that could be an easy defuse out there. Oh no, it is not a defuse. That's the bomb the bomb was exploded out there. That was pretty close, and I thought that was a defuse, because the way it was going on, and the way I think those 2 seconds when he went for the kit, That could have been averted when he killed them. He could have just gone for the kit and come here back. But then that clearly was not the case. I think those precious 1 or 2 seconds were really key in that round, I guess. And it was pretty sad and hilarious at the same time to see that. As we are ending that half with a 10-5 scoreline, we are heading on to the second half. The first round of the second half kicking off right now as Sky Esports are 5 rounds behind, and let's see whether they can do something out here. As we are going to see Executioners trying to go for those mid games again, because we haven't seen all these CTs trying to go as aggressive like this into the mid area and all of that, but we are going to see the T side making their way on upper tunnels, and let's see how that's going to work out, because they could probably be going on to a B at this point of time, and we are going to see the CTs. They have been allowed a lot of time for them to make the rotations. We already see a guy making his way onto A long and a guy at lower tunnels, so the moment the flash or smokes are going to come out, that could be probably the CT is coming out there. It's going to be Sky who's going to get one, even though Josh had gone down. The bomb is going to get planted anytime soon as they are making their way on the bomb side. But the bomb is not being planted yet, which is quite surprising me. But then all of a sudden, this is now a 4-on-2 situation, and make that a 4-on-1 as Redco with the rotation is going to get one as well. Could going to be the last person alive. Can he actually do what Eugene did in the pistol round? But I don't think that is going to be the case, as 11 HP is what he has, and Eugene is going to make sure that he is the boss in the pistol rounds, and he is going to get the first round for Sky Esports in the second half. What a play coming out there from Sky Esports. They were able to bring it back in the second half just with a good start out here, and I'll be really it'll be really great if they are planning to extend that momentum and
capitalize on that amount of money that they actually got. The team wiped Executioners right there, and they also got the bomb plant, so that is gonna be a decent amount of guns which they can make use in the second round of the second half, and this is gonna be quite a easy thing for Sky to do. But Executioners, they don't really have it. They have gone with their default pistols. Just Adrian King has that HE grenade, trying to make as much usage of that one single utility as possible. And this is going to be a little bit of a slow-paced game coming from the side of Sky right there. We do see one guy just waiting outside of the A-long tunnels. Eugene, though, he is going to be grabbing that bomb, and he is going to be making his way towards mid, I presume. As Zesby, he does get some amount of information. The smoke has been put right there, and that is going to be a mid to B setup coming from the side of Sky right there. And that is going to be quite an easy plan coming up. Redco is going to be staying behind over at mid, trying to give them some cover, buy them some time, and make sure that the bomb plant is going to be there, and it's going to be made pretty safely. As Redco, he's going to be the only one outside of the B side, and it looks like there's going to be Josh joining him right there, and they might be able to get the kill. I guess they have spotted out a bunch of people over at CD.
I mean, all the three people who were there at the CD side are at the spawn, and looks as if they are trying to bait Sky into getting some guns out here. But then it's going to be Redco with that beautiful spray transfer, getting both these guys out there, and Sky are going to get the second round in a row, and they are reducing this lead to about just 3 rounds at this point of time. 10-7 is the scoreline. Probably if they are going to get about a couple of more rounds, they could probably be looking at a comeback or something like that, because we have seen a lot of comebacks in this tournament, and we have seen a lot of deficits being turned into positives out there. So let's actually see how that's going to work out, because if you're going to look at this round, Executioners are going to get forced on to pistols, and we still have a scout out there, so that's going to be just one person trying to spam it out, and Adrian King is actually going to hit Redco out there through the smoke, and that is quite surprising, and I really didn't expect that. And we are going to see about a couple of guys making their way on a mid, and Zesby as well as his teammates trying to make their way onto tunnels. That's a good push coming out there from the CT side, making their way on upper tunnels, and one more person is right out there, so even if there is a guy trying to go and get one, he could probably get met upon, and I think that is going to be the case. Zesby is going to get one. There is still another guy out there. Sky is going to be the person out there just about with 14 HP, and along with one more person who happens to be Redco. So both of them are under 40 HP, one of them with 35 and the other one with 14. So if the CTs decide to push right now, this would be the time, because they still have about 4 people with them, and it is right now a 4-on-2, and the bomb is still yet to be planted. Just 50 seconds remaining, and Eugene is the guy with the bomb, and he could be met upon with Isla, but I think Eugene has a better advantage at this point of time, as he's just about 2 HP, and that is the end of Isla as well. And this could probably be a round which is going to be really tricky for Sky, even though they have both of them have guns. They are going to be met upon by 3 CTs out there. 2 of them are right where they want them to be, as we just have one person guarding B out here. So this could go, I think this should be going on to an A plant or something like that right now. And I think they are going to rush onto B. I'm not really sure about that. They're wasting some time, and I don't think that is actually going to help their favor because they are making their way on to A, and they have actually mollied the place out there. I don't know why would you do that, and he is going to get about a couple of kills out there, and probably he is going to go for the plant, but no, he just went into his own molly. That is quite surprising coming out there from Sky, and
I believe the A shot plan could have been made.
he could have just gone a little right and gone for the plant. He did all
And
the
there
hard
were 6
work.
seconds.
He just went for both the mollies, both him and his teammates. They just put the mollies down. He just made sure he went balls in and he was able to get both the guys away. But then all he had to do was go for the plant, and he just screwed that up by just getting onto his own molly, which is something they really wouldn't want at this kind of
All
situation.
you had to do was follow the goddamn train, CJ. I mean, this is... that was still a relatively good round, even though Sky Esports did lose that because they did manage to get a lot of kills, so they can possibly buy.
No,
a
but
bunch
then
of
I
kills
think
this
that is
round.
actually a really good round coming in for Executioners because, mind you, they just went for pistols out there. We just had about pistols as well as just one scout out there. So that's a really good round coming in their way, and that's really not something which they did. I mean, that really shouldn't have happened in the first place. That could have been Sky's round
Certainly
any
not.
point of the day, because if you're going to look at that, had he just done that plant without even getting killed, that would have actually bought him a lot of time for him to rotate or make some 200 IQ play or something like that, because the last person who was coming out there from CT was right at B site, and probably they could have worked it out, but that clearly was not the case. You know, it's a game of CSGO, things like this happen, and you just have to carry on with that. And let's see how that's going to work out now. We are into the 19th round of this game. 7-11 is the score right now, as Sky Esports are trailing behind just about by 4 rounds. And can we actually see them bring in some more rounds right
Well,
now?
I certainly think that it is quite possible. Sky have, shown some amazing amount of, gameplay, game strategies in this map in particular. So I would not be surprised if a comeback scenario is going to be real. And Sky, they do have enough guns to, make the plays with. They have an AWP and 3 AKs, while Executioners, they only have 1 AWP, a Scout, and just a very, everybody has a different gun, so I'm just getting a little bit confused over there. But we do see
it's pretty simple. They just have their rifles, but then in terms of the utilities, it's not really sound out there, so they really can't counter a lot of that just with flashes out there and just about an incendiary as well as grenade. And let's see how this is going to work out. We are actually seeing a lot of exchanges between both these teams, and we are going to see Eugene again getting out IWeb, and that is going to be a B side free for Sky Esports, and that is going to be about a rotation coming out there from the CD side. We see Zesby as well as Maze making their way from tunnels, and I think Maze could be met upon by Sky out there, as well as Maxi, because he's guarding B side from there. He's just coming right down to the wire, and that is going to be a couple of kills coming out there. Renko's going to go down as well. What a retake coming out there. But do they have time? They don't have a kit. They should be searching for... they do have a kit, I guess. Could has a kit, and I think that should be an easy defuse for them. And how did this actually go on from Executioner's way to... from Sky's way to
it is
Executioner's?
clearly Maze's magic, man. Like, once he got into UT, once he actually got that first kill on Sky SG, he just got that second kill on the guy who was sitting at the back of the side, and that was very
It was really good in a way that, it also felt like both of them were right on the line of fire, and it really didn't take a lot of effort for him to go and, place his crosshair right onto his head or something like that. He just had to fire those 3 or 4 bullets which were extra, and that really did the damage, and that actually got them the advantage. That was the swing coming in, and Sky picking up Dust 2 is really questionable at this point of time, because they're not really even getting those rounds back to back, because right now we did see some kind of flare coming in from Sky from when the sides were switching, but then just about 5 rounds is the difference between both these teams, and I think that is something which can be scalable by Sky, because they are a team which are right now in the upper bracket finals, and the reason why they are is because they are a formidable team, and the way they have been playing is being quite impeccable. And let's see whether they can try to do something like that. They are onto their pistols. We see about 2 P250s, a CZ, and a couple of Deagles, and we also see Zesby going down as well, and I think he had an op in the previous round or something like that. I'm not really sure about that.
Well, he certainly did have the op right there, but it is going to be reclaimed by Adrian King, so not really going to be losing that, really expensive gun right now. But we do see Maxi, though, he is going to be going down. Adrian King is going to be able to get that kill. Adrian King is going to be able to get the second kill, though, but it looks like the highway push coming from the sky of Sky Esports, they are going to be making it work right now. We do see Maze, he's going to be playing from CT, just keeping a very keen eye over that pass right there, and it looks like Ilif is also going to be backing up Eugene, though he is going to stop to see if he can catch a kill or two, and he is going to pay for that with his life, as Maze once more with that headshots right there is going to be able to secure that round for the side of Executioners. And okay, this is looking to be pretty tough for the side of Sky right here. They have been trying to make their play happen, but it looks like the defense game coming from the side of Executioners is just too much for them to deal with. And
I mean, yes, they are coming out with a lot of different things which the T side are having no answers for, and the fact that they just went on to a pistol round in the previous round really did not help their favor as well. As we are gonna look into the CT side right now, we actually see a couple of them watching mid and a couple of them at A, one of them watching short as well as another at long, and just one person from the CT side making his way on a B side. And this is quite, the point is that Executioners just keep changing their strats every 1 or 2 rounds, which is making their unpredictability really hard for Sky to counter with. And I think that is something which is going to be the advantage getting into this round out here, because they're just about 3 rounds away from winnings and just 2 away from match points. So should they just get about a round or 2 in the next 3-4 rounds, even with a cushion of a 2 rounds or something like that, they could get and walk away with this pretty easily, walk away with map 1 and also force it on to the second one. Let's see how that's going to work out, as we are going to see Adrian King with the first kill out there, as that's going to leave one person down for Sky, and they are right now in a 5-on-4 situation against them. And let's see whether they can probably push it out, because we see them making their way out there right onto mid, and they still haven't decided whether to go on to an A or B, because they're quite clueless. They haven't spotted out people as well. And we see all the 4 of them out at mid, and they are trying to smoke out CT, and looks though as if they will be going on for B from mid. And let's see how that's going to work out. We see Maxi as well as his teammates making their way. Just a couple of them checking out behind, with the flash is going to come out and blind them out. And Maze is going to get a couple of them. He could probably get a third. What a play coming out there from Maze. He is proving to be the man which Executioners have been yearning for. They have got about 3 kills just with that flash out there. That flash was really impeccable out there. That was able to get about 3 people out there. Just look at that. He just came out from the flash. He was able to get a couple of kills out there. Switches to his pistol and makes sure that Redco spot shots were going to make him pay for. What a play coming out there. 1 round away from match point. 14-7 is the scoreline. Execution is looking to close it out really quick. It's going to be a pistol round coming out there for Sky Esports. Just about 2 people with the P250s, while the 3 of them are going with deagles. Look at that. Zesby is making his way on a lower tunnel just like that. And he is going to get met upon by Redco, and he's going to get the op as well. So that's going to be 1 gun coming in the way of Sky Esports. Can they actually try to get something out of this? Because in this kind of situation, we have seen Executioners coming back from here, but I really don't know whether Sky can do this at this point of time, as we are going to see Redco getting a lot of damage out there. Maze is going to throw that nade, and that is going to be the end of Redco. The op is going to go down, and that is going to be picked by Josh as well. And Adrian King is going to spot him out. He's trying to spam it out right there, and he is going to miss those shots. And the smoke's coming out there is going to is actually going to buy them some time out there to see what they are going to do, because the bomb is still with Eugene, and he just got a P250 with him. And let's actually see how that's going to work out, because right now Executioners have just lost 1 person out there. So that's just that 1 gun which they have lost, which Josh has. But then that's still going to have a disadvantage on the Sky, even though if they are going to go, all the 3 of them are going to go out there. The flash coming in at the right time could probably blind a person or 2, but that clearly is not the case. We are going to see the B push coming out there anytime soon. The grenade is actually going to tag all of them, but just about 3 HP for Sky as well as Eugene, and they are going to make the push, and it's going to be Sky who's going to take one after Ilum is going to take Josh as well, and that's going to be Adrian King with one. He could probably get another one. He's right in front of that. Eugene is trying to make a play for himself. It's going to be a 1-on-3. He has done that in a pistol round in the previous half. Can he actually do it again? The bomb is going to get planted out there. The molly is going to delay them, but no, he's going for the fake out here. That's about valuable time losing out there, and they could probably go on for the push right now. Let's see how that's going to be the case. He has planted the bomb, and he's going to go down courtesy of his teammate, but then it's going to be Maze who is going to make sure that that is not going to happen, as that is going to be the match point for Executioners in this, as they look to close it out pretty soon. Just about one round between the win as well as where they are right now. But what a play coming out there. They really wasted a lot of time out there, and I think that is which made them pay. And we are right now going to be at match point for Executioners, one round away from victory in the first map. And let's see what they have in store. Can actually Sky try to hold them down? Can they actually fight for another 4 or 5 rounds? It's just about time where we are going to wait and see what's going to happen, as Sky are making their way on A-Long. We see Adrian King making that shot out there, and Maxi is going to get one as well. It's a 4-on-4 at this point of time. Can we actually see a push coming out there from Sky, because all the 4 of them are making their way on A-Long, and none of them is actually watching the backstab, and we are going to see a shot coming out there from Redco. That's going to take down Maze, and we are going to see Adrian King, who is going to get distracted courtesy of the molly, and the spams coming out there through the smoke, trying to actually get a lot of guns. I mean, trying to get a lot of bullets onto the head of the person who is right out the smoke. It's going to be Adrian King who's going to get one as well. It's going to be a 3-on-3, and that's another shot coming out there. He could probably get a third as well, and he could probably get a 4. What a play coming out there from Adrian King. That is a 4K coming out there.
That
from
is an
him.
ace.
That's actually an ace coming out there from him, and I'm literally speechless with those shots coming out there. They just felt like, I don't know.
I mean,
It's like,
yeah, the way Executioners have been playing this game, it's just a cut above what Sky Esports were doing, and it is a little bit surprising because the first map was actually being chosen by Sky, and if they're not able to perform as good as, like they did not perform that good in the map they chose, so I would be surprised if they can perform. They can give us a good show at Mirage, because that is a map which Executioners have chosen. So things are looking very bleak
we
for,
did actually see that they didn't play well in their own pick, and let's see how they have how they had started for Mirage, because that's more like a lot of people play that map, and I think it's about the basic things that you have to be prepared for a map like Mirage or Cash. Cash, however, it's not there right now, so you don't need to worry about that.
Rest in peace, Tango. I get
One
it.
of my favorite
Even
maps,
I feel the pain, man. Like, I get it. Nobody asked for Vertigo, but that's what we got. Like, that's what we. It's like Batman. It's not the hero we want, but the hero we deserve, or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Valve. Well, they have done a really good job. They just tweak the balance whenever they want to, just slightly, and that just changes the whole aspect of the game. And that's the beautiful thing about CS:GO. Like, changing maps so subtly like this, it's like a bunch of surprise. Hey, surprise! You're like, you can't play this map anymore, and that is exactly what happened. And we are going to be going into the second map of this best of 3 series in a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you after a short commercial break.
And before that, we would like to inform you that we do have the giveaway again today. So the people who are watching right now, if you don't know what this is about, we are giving away $5 Steam wallet codes for the viewers out here. 2 lucky winners will be getting it today. And if you actually are interested in participating in that, just head down to the description and you will find the instructions on how to take part in that. And with that being said, we will catch you on to the second map on to this BO3 upper bracket finals after a short commercial break.
friend. I am tired of this stock AK, man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, you know? Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is OLDBEAR, also known as Siddarth, Prashanth, and this is.
This is TANGENBERG, also known as Sriram, Vishaal, and we are here for the second game in this BO3 upper bracket finals between Executioners as well as Sky Esports. The first map going in the favor of Executioners in the map +2. They were literally, toying around with Sky Esports. Even though it was Sky Esports pick, it really did not work out their way. And I think they have a lot of redemption coming in this second map, which happens to be Mirage and which happens to be one of the picks of Executioners.
The pick of Executioners, and we are going to be seeing how this is going to be working out. And if this match does go the way of Sky Esports, this is going to be going towards game number 3, which will be played in Nuke with a knife round to decide their sides. And this is going to be quite an amazing game because, as you said, the previous game, the one which Sky Esports picked the map for, they did not perform adequately. And this one, being Executioner's map, let's see how they can actually pull off a victory against them, because things are looking very bleak for them. And Executioners, they have the upper hand. They have that little bit of a cushion right behind them. So if they can fall down, they can just, get back up. So this is looking pretty good.
That is going to be really good, and we will be finding out a winner today, and who will be the finalist as well. And speaking about winners, I guess you guys can be winners as well, and not in terms of the tournament or something like that, but in terms of the giveaway which we are giving out, the $5 Steam card giveaways, which is going on towards the duration of the stream. So if you want to be one of those lucky winners, or maybe if you want to be one of those 2 lucky winners who is going to get those gift cards, all you have to do is just get down to the description, and it has the link as well as the rules and regulations on how to participate in that, and that could also win you about $5 of Steam giveaway codes.
And we are going to be getting into the warm-up phase right here, Executioners and Sky. And so what would you do in this map if you were Sky Esports to try to get this game back towards your favor? Because if they lose,
if you're going to look at usually whenever you ask me what I'll be picking up in Mirage when I win the knife round, is probably because I wouldn't mind going any sides. But when you're going to look at this game, I think Sky Esports need to up their morale at this point of time, and the most easiest part is trying to go as T's and trying to get those first few rounds. And if you're gonna stick or something like that, that could probably be the case. And let's actually see how that is gonna happen, because we are actually gonna see Executioner starting out as T sides and Sky going on as CT. So let's see how that's gonna work out, because I'm really not sure whether it's going to be pretty easy for them in the CT side or something like that, because that's how it is. And
we'll actually
if Executioners are going to get about 4 or 5 rounds right in the start, that's really not going to help Sky's way. And I'm really sure that Sky could probably get a round or 2 at least in the first 3-4 rounds, should they just win the pistol round. So their current focus would be just to go for the pistol round and make sure that Executioners are not actually planning the bomb, and that's going to add them a lot of money and also stop a lot of money going into Executioners phase, even if they are winning or losing that round. So this is it, and we are live with the second map in this BO3 upper bracket finals between Sky as well as Executioners. Executioners, by the way, leading this series 1-0 after winning the first map, which happened to be D2, and the smoke is going to come out there, blocking the vision from the guys at jungle. However, there are no people at the jungle area, and we are going to see Sky getting met upon by the people who are at apartments as well as being shot. And there is going to be a guy coming right on top of Eugene, and the flash is going to help Ilab making sure that he is going to take down Eugene and make sure the side is for Executioners themselves. And we see all the three people coming out there, and we are going to see a couple of shots coming out there from Kud, who is going to get those heads onto the people from the CT side. But then it's going to be Redco who's going to take down Kud. And can he actually get another one? But he actually gets another one, but gets taken down there by Maze. And that is going to be a flying start for Executioners. The first round going in their favor. What a round coming out there from Kud. He was able to get about 3 kills, and 2 of them coming out there in market and 1 at 2 shot as well. And I think that is something which they would be going, going forward.
They will be carrying that
momentum
to the second round and furthermore. And as you said, Sky Esports, they were a little slow on the rotation, and the way Executioners actually played the first round, they made the setup so goddamn fast. They smoked down the nest area. They made sure that they made the they pushed over at B short, and they got those initial frags, which was really necessary. As we are going to be looking at Adrian King, he is going to throw a grenade over at B short, but sadly the guy who was defending it is gonna be running back over towards the ladder room, and we are gonna be seeing a little bit of a fight over at connector. So I am gonna be seeing, okay, Ilab is actually gonna be getting the first kill onto Eugene, so Eugene is gonna be going down. We do see the guy over at ladder room, so could be caught out of guard right here, but no, he's just gonna strafe just past him, and Sky SG, he is gonna be met with Agent King, but no, Agent King was grateful that he gets that kill on the Sky SG, and this is gonna be a free B side, and none of the players from the side of Executioners have actually gone down. So this is a 5 versus 2, and we do see one guy making his way towards the B side from the TV room area. Maxi, he is gonna retreat right now. Okay, he's not gonna get caught out.
I mean, he's just waiting
right
for his
now.
teammate to come so that he can probably try to take another kill or something like that. But Josh is going to make sure that is going to be the case, as he's going to take down Ilab. And also a gun to his favor. And let's see whether he can do something out here. He's actually throwing that out or something like that. I don't really understand why he hasn't picked it up yet. He's actually taken it and he's switching on to his pistol, and that is going to go down as well. The gun is not going to go in favor of Josh, and neither is going to be the round in favor of Sky, as Executioners are going to take the 2-round lead right now. Both the rounds have been taken by them, and let's see how it's going to work out for them. Can Sky actually pull one back at this point of time, because this could probably be their buy round. Or
This
maybe
is their
they
buy
could
round, because we did see them buy the AUGs over at Sky Esports, so this is gonna be a buy round for them, and let's actually see how this is gonna be working out. We see 4 rifles and 1 SMG coming for the side of Sky Esports, while Executioners, they have their standard guns which they bought out over at round number 2, and we do see a
and none
much
of them
slower
actually
game.
going on to upgrade their guns, so that is pretty good. And that is pretty ideal, given that this is just the 3rd round, and we are going to see a push coming out there from the T side, making their way on A. We are going to see Kud making his way, even though he was able to get flashed out there, he was able to get that kill, and we still see one more guy at CT side, and the bomb is going to get planted right now. We see one more person coming out there from the stairs, and Redco, the person at CT, is going to try to spam. Oh, he's going to spam him out and get one kill out there, and he's going to level this right now into a 4-on-4. But we actually see just one kid in the hands of Sky, as well as their players, as they are making their way, trying to go for the defuse, and the smoke's coming out there right now. He's going to make sure that they are going to get distracted at this point in time. Sky is going to get one, but he is going to get taken down there, and the defuse is going to come out there. Can he actually make the defuse? Redco is still defusing, and he has no idea that there are people right under him. But it's now he sees B, who is going to get him down. And that is going to be the 3rd round coming in favor of Executioners. For a moment, I actually thought the Redco could have actually got away with that, courtesy of that spam coming out there from the T side. And I think the kid with Sky's player, which is one of them who had the kit, he was not the person who was defusing. So had he just got that kit or something like that, this could have been a short defuse for Sky Esports, and they could have probably got this 1 round for them. And now that is going to make them into a semi-buy right now, going on to pistols. Just about two of them sticking on with their default USPs, while we are going to see 3 of them going on for decals as well as P250s right now. And Aaron King is going to make that push out here. That's a mad push coming out there from the T side. They are making their way on connectors. We already see about 3 of them making their way, exiting from the connectors, and the molly is going to come out there, and that's going to make sure that the guy who may be coming from jungle is going to get settled out. And rightly said, he is making his way on a jungle, and Eugene is going to probably get a kill, but no, it's going to be Ilab who's going to take him down, and 4-0 is going to be the scoreline at this point of time. What a play coming out there from Executioners. They are literally unstoppable at this point of time. All of the rushes were so, all their rushes and coordination between both, both the guys who were running in front it was all about precision out there. They were able to get the guy at jungle, and all of a sudden you see them in connectors getting the guy out there and just exiting that place and making sure that they are making onto A. The smoke's coming out there. Edrin King is going to be the sole person who is making his way on a palace, while we are going to see the rest of them making onto mid as well as apartments. We see three of them, including the bomber, making their way on a TV room as well as apartments. It's going to be Zispi who is making his way onto apartments, even though he is going to get stalled out there courtesy of the molly of Eugene. But then we are going to see a full buy coming out there for Sky Esports, about 2 AUGs and 2 M4s along with an AWP coming out there. And what is going to be the scene right now for Executioners, because they pretty much know that there are people at B, and Zespi is going to take down a lot of damage, and he is eventually going to go down courtesy of Red Coast AWP, and Eugene is going to use this time to get right on to apartments, trying to wait out people coming out there. And we are going to see a rotation in the name of Redco, as he, I mean not Redco, Josh, who is making his way out there, while Maxi is going to be still at A, trying to see if there are any backstab coming out there. And Maze has spotted a guy at jungle, which is going to give them information that there is a person who is at mid, and this could probably be an A setup coming out there. But then we still don't see anyone rotating from B yet, so they are quite skeptic about that. And we are going to see Kud, who is making his way out there, but he gets taken out there by Maxi, and there could be another one going as well. And finally, this is going to be a 5-on-1 situation in favor of Sky Esports, the round which they have been looking for. All they have to do is just take down Maze, or make sure that the bomb is being guarded out there, because they could not afford to lose this, and I think they have a clear round in their favor right now, as Maze is making his way from connectors. He can get spotted upon by a couple of guys, one from jungle and the other one from CT as well. And we still have a guy at firebox as well, so this is not going to really go in his favor. 9 seconds is all he has, and he is going to go down courtesy of Maxi Spray out here. He gets a 2K along with Josh, and that is going to be Sky Esports securing the first round in this second map out here. 4-1 is a scoreline. However, 3 rounds is what Executioners have as a lead, and this round is not really going to cost a lot of money for them, given that they had won 3 rounds prior to that, or 4 rounds prior to that. And rightly said, they are going for a full buy, and so are Sky. They're not really going to upgrade it because they all have AUGs and M4s as well, and just the one person who had the UMP is going to switch on to the AKs of the Executioner. Actually, 2 of them, as they are making their way on a mid. The bomb is still at apartments, however.
And we do see Redco playing over at the mid area, trying to see if anybody's going to be pushing over at B-Shot. He is going to be able to get that first kill on Adrian King, so that is going to be one player down for the side of Executioners. We see Kud, he is going to be spamming over at the nest area. SkySG is going to be playing from B-Shot, trying to see if he can catch the rotations being made from mid to the connectors area. Redco is going to be, he's going to be playing from CT. His crosshair is exactly placed where Maze is going to be there, and if he does manage to get out of the smoke, that is going to be him going down. But no, he is going to be hiding over there, and this is going to be a really good situation for Redco. I think he will be able to get that flick very easily. He does get that information.
He actually spots a couple of them out there, and he's quite indecisive on whom to shoot right now. He can actually get a third one, but what a peek coming out there from Zesby. He's going to take out Redco. All that hesitation is going to make sure that he's going to get paid, and Kud's going to get one, as well as Maxi was going to trade out Maze out there, and it is going to be a 3-on-2 right now. Kud is going to spot out one more person, but the flash is going to blind him, and Sky is going to get that kill out there. And iLive, as well as the Opper in the name of Zespi, are making their way out there on the A side, while we are going to see both the people from the CD side making their way from CD spawn. And this could be really tricky for both these teams out here, because both of them are pretty close to each other. The smokes and mollies are going to cause a distraction for Executioners, but I think this can be a round easy for Executioners. As you can see, iLive as well as SB were able to get their positions on point, and then they were able to take that out. What a shot, however, from Redco. I think Redco could have had that round, but Zesby, what a peak coming out there. He literally knew that he was right on top of that boost out there, which is quite amazing in my opinion.
Actually, it was more of they had that information beforehand, because there was going to be the guy who crossed over from the mid towards the underpass area, and he must have given the information that, okay, there is going to be
no, actually, there's no way he could have given the information at that point, because he wasn't actually looking at that side. He was just looking straight at jungle, and he just went there. And the only person who was getting those information was actually Redco out there. So there was no way, I think, the guy from Connectors would have known that the guy who was actually passing. But Edrin King is going to get mollied out there, and Sky is going to get about a couple of kills out there. One through the molly and one from the spray, and on to the head of Zespi. And that's going to be a 4-on-3 right now, and make that a 4-on-2, as Kud is going to go down and we have Maze as well as Ileb are the two survivors out here from Executioners trying to make a play for themselves. If Maze is going to get a couple of kills out here, that could be a good round for Executioners. They could probably even try to win that round, in my opinion. But let's see what's going to happen, because they still have about 1 more minute, as that's fairly a lot of time for them to decide. And in terms of the utilities, they still have about smokes and flashes, courtesy of the Oppo, and even Ileb's got a molly as well, so they could probably use that whenever it's necessary, because it's about times like these when you are against an opposition with one more person or two more people more than what you have in your team. That's when all these utilities will be of utmost use, especially when you're at the T side. And we are going to see Eugene, who's going to spot one. He's actually going to spot a couple of them, and he's probably going to take one, but no, it's going to be Ileb who's going to take down Eugene, and he is going to get traded upon by Sky. And that is just about there are just about 3 more people out there, so it's going to be a hard task for Executioners to get that, because they clearly will not be able to make the plan unless they are going to clear the site off, which means he's going to take down Sky as well as Maxi. Maxi waiting at the market, and he probably is going to take him down as well, and the plant is going to take place out here as Maxi is making his way out here, and oh my god, what a play coming out there from both these people. They are just evading each other and all alternatives, and looks like Maze is going to go down finally, and that's going to be a Dragon Law coming in favor for Maxi, as he is going to go for the defuse. Even though he's got a kid, this should be an easy round for, this is an easy round coming out there from Sky, even though, you know, they literally sweat it out getting that round, because it was a 4-on-1, and Zaspi was able to make sure that Maze was able to make sure that that round was not going into Sky's favor so easily, that is. And
it was just
really
very unfortunate. It was just very unfortunate that you know, Maze was not looking at the right time. As soon as he got that kill, as soon as he got that bomb plant, right, he could have at least looked. You could have considered, okay, maybe there's gonna be a guy coming from market, and he had just turned at the right moment. I bet your ass he would have gotten that kill. And we do see Redco though, he is gonna go down, and Maze is gonna be getting that kill, but Maxi though, he is gonna be going for that exchange. He's gonna just spray through that smoke and gets the kill onto Kud, but Agent King and Zesby are gonna be getting the kill onto Sky G and Maxi. So this is going to be quite confusing right now. Eugene though, he does manage to catch a glimpse of Ileb, but that is going to be Ileb going down. And we do see that things are going to be quite even as of now. We do see the bomber making his way from TV room onto B. Agent King is going to be pushing from B short, and Eugene is going to go down. Agent King is going to be rotating, trying to see if he can catch out Josh, who is going to be playing from the market area. And Josh does have that AWP though, so they need to be careful. Okay, he does manage to get spotted out though, and that is going to be Josh going down, and the bomb plant will be made, and that is going to be... okay, the round going the way of Executioners, so this is looking to be quite a good, you know, redemption from the last round. It was kind of sad that they did manage to lose a bunch of these people from a tiny bit of mistake, like how you saw it right there, Eugene catching a glimpse of that guy and getting the kill with the UMP. So, you know, a little bit more money compared to how much you would get from a rifle kill. So we are going to be seeing the scoreline 6-2 in the favor of Executioners.
And meanwhile, we are going to see a push coming out there from the 3 side as they are making their way on A. But then, mind you, they are on pistols. The Sky Esports players are right on pistols. About a couple of P250s as well as a CZ is what they have at this point of time. And make that just 2 people, as Eugene is going to get one. And it's just about time where they are going to go down, I feel, because Eugene and Sky are just in pistols and they are the only 2 people out there. And Executioners make quick work of Sky Esports in this round, as they are going to claim their 5th round as a lead out here, as they extend the scoreline 7-2 at this point in time. Quite a good start, the start which they have been expecting for, and they are looking to close it out pretty soon, because having won the first map, they have their task cut out, and all they need to do is make sure that they aren't losing it from here, because they really have a good start, like I just said. And it's just about time where they are building onto it. The smoke's going to come out there, passing as well as another smoke, and probably they are going to peek it out at mid. And let's see how this is going to work out. We still have about a couple of bombs coming out there from the CT side, while we are just going to see Zasby as a solitary oppo for Executioners. And looks towards Ileb is going to make the same mistake, and Maxi is going to do the same thing again. He is going to spam out right in front of him at connectors, and Nathan King taking that boost has made his way already to jungle, and Maze is going to make sure that Ileb's death is not going to go without any pain or something like that. But that is going to be probably one more round in favor of them, because the last person has to make his way from B shot out here. Eugene, the last person alive out here, and he could probably do that, because I feel like out of all players, Sky have been playing with, Eugene has been the one who has been clutching a lot for them in the previous map as well, and I think something like that sort could be happening in his favor. And the flash is going to come out, and he's going to take down one person out there, but this is going to be about a single digit HP for both these people out here. I mean, not really that, because we still see Zesty with about 12 HP, but still it is quite low out there for both these people. So it's just about time where we are going to see that, but it's going to be Zesty who's going to take that, and he is going to get that round again for Executioners. That's going to be the 6th round as a lead for them. And just look at that. That could have been another round in favor of Sky, but that clearly was not. And that is what I was telling. Like the execution is gonna be on point if they are starting it well. But the problem is that sometimes I just feel that they are like, you know, hesitating too much. And the problem that which is going on for Sky is that they're not able to predict how Executioners are playing.
They can't match the pace of execution actually. As we do see Adrian King, he is gonna rush forward and he is gonna be trapped for a little while into sandwiches, but they do manage to get the kill on the guy who was in jungle, and that is gonna be 2 people going down, Josh and Maxi. So the guy who's gonna be defending connectors, that was Maxi, he also went down, and we see once more Eugene getting caught out near the CD side, and that is gonna be the bomb plan being made. Sky SG is gonna be playing from the stairs, but not anymore as he gets killed, and that is going to be a 4-on-1 situation. Look at Redco, he's just going to be shifting from CT to jungle, but no, he tries to, you know, escape onto the market area, but Kud is going to be catching him with his hands down, and that is going to be one more round going the way of Executioners. And yeah, Tango, this is looking a little bit of a I don't know, this is looking a little bit depressing for the side of Sky Esports. Not really surprised, since you know, Executioners did pick this map.
I mean, yes, when it's always your pick, it's you know, it's more like you are pretty much well versed with the map, and all the strats and all will be on point. And but that really was not the case when it came to the first map. However, it clearly proved that, you know, what I said was not always right, and that is something which I think Sky Esports will be looking forward to, because they really were outplayed in the previous map, and I think that is the same scene out here, because 2-9 is a scoreline in Mirage. It's not something which is kind of great coming out there at this level of competition, but while that's happening, we could see a lot of kills coming in the way of Executioners, as they seem to be edging around in this round, as well as we're going to see a 2-on-3 situation right now and make that a 2-on-2. It's going to be Josh who is going to fight back right now, as Eugene is going to watch it out from the ladder room, as people are making their way on a B right now. The bomber as well as the other player from Executioners have already made it on to B, and while we are going to see Ilab who is going to spot people out in case they are coming out there behind jungle or maybe from market, as Eugene is going to be the guy from Vishaal. Can he actually spot out Adrian King, because the molly is going to get primed upon and thrown right now, so that's going to give a lot of time for the T's to rotate or even stay at a better position or something like that, because Adrian King is already, you know, he has a clear idea that there's just one more person out there, but then he decides to go and save for the orb, because that's pretty wise coming out there from Sky Esports, because in about 2 more rounds you will be ending the half, and it's just about, I would say, contingency plan, that the next round you are not actually forcing it out fully, because should you lose that round, that's gonna end up Ori for you. So I feel that is gonna be really sad in the part of Sky Esports, losing about quick rounds where they could have done something out there. That really was not the case, and just look at that. Maze was able to get about a couple of kills out there, and that was quite sad, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Maxi, that could have gone really well for Sky. Once Maxi actually came here over at the mid area, he could have actually gotten those 2 kills pretty easily, because none of them were actually looking at his position. But sadly, he was getting flashed, and once the information was given, he went down pretty much like a cockroach. So we are going to be looking at how the game is going to be proceeding, as this is round number 13, and the score gap is going to be 8 rounds for Sky Esports. They have a lot of work cut out for them. And we do see Kud right here over at the A side. He is going to try to spam it out, and he is going to fail right there, as Josh is going to be getting the kill. But we do see a lot of kills happening over at the A side right now, and that is going to be Maze, you know, securing 1 more kill right there. But this is suddenly going to look like a 1 versus 3 situation, as Adrian King all alone, left over at T-Ramp, is going to be left to face against one guy in jungle, one guy in CT, and one guy making the long rotation happen over to B side. So this is not looking that good for executioners, but I do believe Agent King is completely capable of getting the bomb plant right now. But it looks like he does not really want to go for an A. He's just going to
No,
be
it's
making
like
the long
they,
rotation.
it's more like this is not about the bomb plant for them, because it's anyways gonna be the we still have about 2 more rounds after this, and I think they will be able to buy out the next round anyways. And I think, like you said, the probably he would be thinking about that, but right now what he needs to do is try to make sure he is going to do a lot of damage to the economy of Sky Esports, because already that is not something which Sky Esports have in surplus. So if they are going to lose this round, that's not going to help them out. But probably that could help them out in the last round of the first half. But what Adrian King has to do right now is make sure that even if they are not winning this round, make sure that at least a couple of them from the CD side are going to go down, and that probably will not be a bomb plant coming in for executioners, because the Molly is going to make sure that a lot of people who are coming out there from the CT side are going to make sure that he is not going to plant it. So that's going to be a safe coming in from. But then the last minute peek out there onto Staz is going to cost him his life, as Eugene is making his way out there and taking him down. And we are here right now at the second last round in the first half, as we are going to see a scoreline of 3-10, which is favoring executioners. So even though this round can be going for a buy for the T side, I really don't think if the CTs buy this round, they probably could not. They probably would not get a lot of money out of this should they lose this round, as we are gonna see a semi-buy actually coming on from the T side. We see a lot of pistols as well as an SMG and an AK coming out there, but Maze is gonna make sure he is gonna get one, and Good is gonna get one as well, and he gets an AK in the process, as Redco is gonna get a couple of that, and he makes sure that the bomb is dropped out there, the flash and smoke adding to the misery of the CT side as they are making their way out there on the market, as iLev is right in front of him. He is trying to spam him out, but then Josh is going to take him down, as Adrian King is going to make sure he is going to get traded out there, and he could probably get another one as well, and all of a sudden it's going to be Redco against two of the guys from the T side. Can he actually clutch it out? We already saw a couple of good shots coming out there in Vishaal right at the start of the round. He that make that 3, and he could probably get a 4th as well. He just has a lot of time out there to play this, but no, it's going to be Adrian King who is going to come victorious, and that is going to be an op coming in for executioners, and that is going to be the city's economy in shambles exactly when they needed it the most. They have failed it, and now
they're going to pay the price for
exactly. I really don't think they will be able to buy a lot of rifles out of this, because the fact that they had even planted the bomb as well as all the 5 players going down, that's really not going to help their case. And there was another op which went as well, so I'll even be surprised if they have. Oh, they actually have money to buy ops. Oh yes, the guy who was playing the op in the previous round had about 3 grand with him. So I think that really helped them out in
but look at their armor gain coming in from Sky Esports. Josh does not have any armor. Eugene, Maxi, and Sky SG only have body armor right there. And look at that, Agent King is going to be able to get 1 kill, goes for the second one, but Josh is going to be able to secure that exchange right there, and Agent King is going to go down. Eugene is going to be playing from the trucks area. Let's just hope he does not get roasted over there from a molly from iLib. But we do see iLib is going to get spotted out by Sky SG though, so he's just going to bite some time over at the B side, and maybe that might work out for them, because things are not looking good for executioners in this final round of the first half, because this is going to be a 2 versus 4 situation, as iLib is going to try to make that push happen, but no, he does not spot out the guy Eugene. Eugene is going to be able to get that kill. Can he get a second one? The Molotov is going to be thrown down, and Eugene is going to be forced out of that place, but no, Sky SG is going to be there playing over from the bench area, and he's going to be able to get that kill onto Kud, and at least Sky Esports managed to secure the last round of the first half, because I believe if they just kept it going, I don't think they have a chance to win this game. Maybe right now their morale got a little bit better since they got that, penultimate round before the.
But still, what he said is right. We actually saw about a couple of rounds wins for a couple of rounds which they won from the last 3 or 4 rounds from Sky Esports. But then this actually, gives me the feels of the previous map, because when you're going to look at D2, the scoreline was somewhat similar. It was 10-5 in favor of executioners. Now it's going to be 11-4 in favor of them. So it's not really going to be anything different from the previous map, I suppose, as we are going to see what they have in store, because this round is going to be really important for Sky Esports, because they are making their way on a lead. And however, walking, they started to pick pace right now as soon as they got into B side, and that's going to be one. Make that two. Sky SG is going to get about a couple of kills, but there is still a guy at the bomb side who has been boosted up, but Sky is going to take him down as well. Zesby is going to go down, as Kud is going to be the last person surviving for Executioners at benches, and he is, oh I'm sorry, he is at market and CD right now. He is going to try to save his armor right now, because that's the only thing he can do at this point of time, because going for a retake is going to be quite impossible to nothing right now, as this could probably be the first round in the second half of Sky Esports, the same as what they did in the previous map as well. And I think they had, I mean, they've got enough money to go for probably AKs as well in the next round, so let's see how this is going to work out for them. I think it could be a hunt going on for Good, and let's see whether Josh could find him. He's just inches away from him, and Good has a clear idea that he is right out there, as we see another person coming out there from the T side, making his way onto T spawn. But then Josh is going to be the guy who is going to do the job, and he takes away the ace from Sky, who was able to get about 4 kills out there.
And this is just getting a little bit weird for the side of Sky. This is, certainly working out in their favor, getting that first round right now. But as you said, the previous game also, they did manage to get the first few rounds of the second half. But after that, it just went downhill from them. Once it came to a full buy situation between both of these teams, it just felt like Executioners were just playing it a little bit better. And we do see Agent King over at mid. He's going to be able to get the kill on the Red Skull with just the USP. God damn, that guy is good with that gun. And we are going to be looking at the TV room push coming from the side of Sky Esports, and it looks like the rotations are going to be made. All of the CTs
just look at that, they're just running parallelly to each other, the CTs as well as the Ts, as we are going to see Executioners making their way from B shot. All the 4 of them and one of them coming out there, all the 3 of them and one of them coming out there from market. And Sky SG is going to get 1, and UG is going to get 1, and Max is going to follow up with another as well, as Maze and Zespi are the only ones surviving for the Executioners side, as they are making their way to retreat. One good thing about that is Zespi's got a gun, and it's not some some great gun or something like that, but just an SMG. But that could be something for them in the next round. They would not be needing to buy another gun.
A bunch of exits with that Mac 10 could give him enough money to actually get himself a rifle or something. Maybe he can give it to his friend. So I would not be surprised if he is going to try to hunt at least 1 player or 2 from the side of Sky SG. So, Sky Esports down. Sky SG is a player, I'm sorry. But we are going to be looking at Maze. He does manage to spot out the guy over at CD. Let's just hope he does not die right now. Okay, he's not going to die. Thank the Lord he did not die. And that is going to be Executioners, this is probably going to be their buy round right now. So let's actually see how it is going to be working out. As I said, once it comes to the buy round between both of these teams, it just seems like Executioners are playing it a lot better, and we are going to be seeing them buy. Okay, I guess they're not going to be going for the buy. They're just going to go for a very semi-buy right here.
I mean, yes, I would like to agree with that, because going for a buy at this point in time is not going to be really it's not going to be really it's not going to be really helpful for them. They're just going for pistols at this point of time, and not really a full buy coming in, just about armor for about 4 people, and one of them not going with anything really, as we are going to see Sky SG taking out the first kill out there, and Zesby is going to follow it up by trading out Sky SG, as we are going to see a 4-on-4 at this point of time. An AK coming out there for Zesby, and Edwin King as well as Good with the Eagles, while a scout there for Maze is going to make them see what is going on right now, as we are going to see one of Sky Esports player making their way onto he's actually making his way onto connectors, and we are going to see one more person watching underpass out there, probably waiting for the guy from jungle to jump down or something like that, as we see them actually playing a lot of time. They're actually playing the time out there, and that is going to leave Executioners unsettled, because the smoke coming out there from the guy at connectors, from the guy outside connectors, is going to give them a lot of information that there is a guy coming out there, and that is going to be the bomber who's going to go down, courtesy of the 1B coming out there from Good, right onto the head of Eugene, as Josh is going to get one, as well as Red Girl is going to get one, and all of a sudden this is going to be turning into Executioners' way, as it's not just about the round that they are getting. That's going to be 2 AKs for them as well, and Filth as that, he was just switching his gun out there and he was able to get one, but it's quite sad he wasn't able to get the second one. But I think this was the moment where the round started
falling into the favor of
Executioner's
Executioners.
way, because the moment he spotted him trying to put that smoke, that was some good call out coming out there from that player, that is gonna be an A push coming out there, and that was allowing them to go for the rotations. And finally now we are gonna see Executioners going for the buy. We are gonna see about 2 AKs which they had picked up in the previous round, as well as an op and a couple of M4s coming out there, one of them being an A1 and one of them being an A4 as well. And let's see how it's going to work out, because this is going to be Sky Esports pistol round, while we are going to see about 4 CZs where one of them just went down in the hands of Iron King, and make that 2 and make that, oh my god, it's all of a sudden it's going to go down like in seconds. I would just call this gone in seconds, because the last 4 people who just went down, the last 3 people who just went down, went in a span of just 2 seconds or something like that, as we are going to see Executioners making their tally on to 7 rounds is what their lead is. And right now it's going to be 13-6, which is going to be the score, and they're just running away with this, and they have enough money for them to, you know,
they have a little bit of a cushion right behind their back, so even if they do manage to lose 1 round or 2, they can still go ahead for the buy. And look at Zesby right there, he's just gonna be mollying his own friend. I guess that's just a little bit of a fun these guys are gonna be having. And okay, that could have actually gone wrong. You could have, you know, made it. You could have had the nade bounce back at you, but sadly that was not the case. Less memes right there. But we do see Kud over at the CD side. He is going to try to go for the peak, but sadly that is going to be SkySG is going to be getting the kill. And we do see them going for the plant. They will be able to get that plant pretty easily. And we see Josh, okay, please switch. Don't switch for the smoke, please. That is gonna be your death, as Adrian King is gonna be there at the CD side. But sadly, you know, the timing was wrong for him, as he is gonna go down. We see the remaining CD is gonna be playing from the connectors area, and one guy making his way the long way over from T-Ram. And Maze is gonna be able to get that flank onto Eugene. Eugene is gonna be going down. Redco is gonna be keeping his eye over at the bomb plant right there. And look at that, he is gonna keep his eyes over at the smoke, but sadly that is going to be a lot of people going down, and that is going to be Execution. Maze is also going to get that kill onto SkySG, and that is going to be the round going the way of Executioners. The defuse has been made. They did invest in some kits, so that is a really good thing from them. And look at that, even though the bomb plant was made right there, it felt like things just started going down as soon as the guy from connectors.
No, in fact, it was a 4-on-3 in the first place, which was working out for them. But this is what, just like how you said, the guy from connectors who was making it and was able to get a couple of kills out there, and also the defuse and the cover coming out there from the CD side was making sure that the defuse was being made possible. As we are gonna see Executioners just a blink away from the grand final, and Sky Esports just 2 rounds away from going from getting down to the loser bracket, the low bracket finals. And we are going to see them going on to pistols again. This is actually the 4th time in the last 3 rounds we are actually going to see them going on with pistols. And let's see how it's going to work out. We are going to see Maze with his traditional connectors hold out there, while we are going to see a couple of guys, and the sound coming out there courtesy of the jump from the guy at the bench is going to make sure that Maze is going to get Sky down, and that's going to be about 5-on-4 in favor of Executioners. They are on the driver's seat at this point of time. We see about a couple of Deagles, 3 Deagles as well as a CZ coming in for Sky Esports, while they are making their way on T-base. Looks like they will be going on for an A execute or something like that, but then the problem which they are facing, exactly, the problem which they are facing is that they don't have the utilities. So even in situations like these where you have mollies and smokes coming against you, just about a flash and a smoke would be doing the job. But then now that is the problem. They went for pistols and they really did not invest in money for their utilities, and that is actually going to cause their demise. But I don't think that is going to be the case in this round, because a couple of good shots coming out there from Josh and his teammate are going to make sure that this is going to be a 2-on-3, as Maze is making his way, and Zwesby is going to get one as well, and Josh is going to be the last person alive in his team, and the bomb is not with him as well. But then Zwesby is going to spot him out in a while, and that is going to be match point for Executioners. They are 1 round away from winning this match and heading into the finals, and let's see whether they are going to push it out in the next round, or can Sky Esports tag along, try to go for a couple of rounds or maybe even 3, and try to do the impossible by getting a comeback. Because as far as I have seen, I personally, apart from this tournament, have seen comebacks from this kind of situation. We have seen it go on to overtime, and the team which was trailing like 15-16, 15-6 is the score, for example. We've seen teams which have came back from here, went on to overtime and win the game as well. But I don't know whether that will be the case out here, because at this point of time, I think Sky have totally lost their motivation because all they are doing right now is not working out for them. As you could see, Kud is going to get about a couple of kills out there, making this into a 5-on-2 and make that a 4-on-2 right now because Edwin King is right behind him. So even if Maxi and Eugene decide to push it out right now, they would be met upon by 3 CDs out there. And Edwin King is going to get one. Eugene is going to trade it out. He could probably get another on himself. But then there are a couple of guys coming out there. The mollies thrown from both these sides is going to make their job even more hard as Eugene has the bomb as well and he's making his way right behind onto T-base, and looks like there is going to be a rotation from the CT side as well. One of them going on to jungle and the other one going on to underpass, and let's see what's going to happen. Zaspi is going to get faced upon by Eugene and probably he can take him down, and he is going to take him down right now, ladies and gentlemen. Here you are, the first finalists of this tournament, Executioners. They are going to beat they just beat Sky Esports 2-0, 16-6 and 16-7 in the first two maps, and they are heading on to the finals to face the winners of the next match, which will be coming up in a while between Alter Ego Esports as well as Sky Esports. This
And
has
this is
been an
gonna be quite
impeccable
difficult.
game, I guess. What do you think about that?
Well, I just hope that Sky Esports don't face. I don't think Sky Esports are gonna be having a chance right now. Like I have seen Alter Ego Esports play, and we've actually seen the all the games we've seen Alter Ego Esports play. It's been very dominant. Like it's been 16-2, 16-1, and 16-4. So I guess if they're gonna be facing against Sky Esports. If you're going to be asking me who's going to be winning the lower bracket finals, I would put my money on Alter Ego.
I mean,
Uh,
I mean, I get that. I mean, you are allowed to pick a side and something like that, but I really think in a game like CS:GO, you really can't predict something, especially in terms of what we had seen in the map of Vertigo.
it's more like gambling, man. I'm just like putting my money over here. Like I'm not making it. It's not a prediction. As I said, it's an educated guess of who is going to be winning the lower bracket finals and who's going to be facing against these guys, Executioners, who have made their way into the grand final. So congratulations, Executioners. You do have the chance of getting, a little bit of the prize pool, which is $2,400, since you have made it all the way to grand finals. And we will be seeing who you're going to be competing against tomorrow, to for the grand final. So
I mean, yeah, they have an early day off, I would say, because they are not going to play this game.
I bet they're going to be playing
tomorrow.
that game. I mean, that's all people do, right? Like if you
I mean, of
start
course,
playing
you really need to. Obviously, when you have a final tomorrow, you will be starting out, and you will be, it's just like those, last minute exam preparations and all of that, which you would be doing
early
just
day
in
off
case you
my
just don't.
ass, esports. Come on, you don't get a day off, man. I mean, that's exactly how esports. At least you do something you love, so I guess it's a good thing to go for. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the upper bracket finals, and we see the winners right here, Team Executioners. And what you guys have to do is go ahead and like our Facebook page so you don't miss out on any of our tournaments. And there are a lot of tournaments coming up, not just for CSGO, for many other games like Dota 2. There's also
There are a lot of other games as
PUBG,
well, like
yeah.
my friend just said, and all you have to do if you want to get want to get those first news coming up there, you just have to get down to the Facebook page, just give a like, share, comment, and also subscribe to our YouTube as well as Instagram handle so that you are going to be updated. Because like I've been saying for a while that a lot of teams have been, they really could not make it to this tournament, and I feel like if you are going to stay updated, if you are going to subscribe to all our handles, you would be updated as well, and you will be participating in the next tournaments which we are coming up. And also for the audience who are here who really couldn't participate in the tournament, you could actually participate in the giveaway as well, which is gonna happen, and for which we will be announcing the winners today later on at the end of the stream, where two lucky winners will be getting $5 Steam wallet codes. And if you want to be one of them, all you have to do is just get down to the description, and you will find a link out there which will give you the rules and regulation and how to participate out there. So without further ado, I think you should just get down. And with that being said, I think we will be looking forward to you in the next game, which is going to happen right after the short commercial break between Alter Ego Esports as well as Sky Esports for a place in the finals, for a date with Executioners in the finals tomorrow, I would say. And if you guys had actually missed this game right now, you can just watch it right now, because we are going to leave you with the highlights of this game, this best of 3 game, and we will be seeing you at the other side of the break.